Yo, what's up, guys? Let's find some bets. We are going to be going through prize picks. We got some good looking slips on prize picks. Final play in the UFC. Underdog been doing decent, but regardless, let's hit some plays for today. So without further ado, let's kind of get into it. We'll see where there's some value. In general, been a lot of plays on Underdog Fantasy recently. I say this in other videos, but I follow a very, data-driven approach to my bets, kind of following market data. What's crazy about sports betting is you think about the stock market, like, it's very efficient, like, you go to E-Trade, Robinhood, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, all the prices are the same, $295.89. What's crazy about sports betting is how fragmented the market is. That's why there's a lot of opportunity, is all these books set lines independently, right? So you look at, prize picks for this guy, Linkus, and you may be like, I don't know anything about esports. Doesn't matter. It's all baked into the data, right? It doesn't matter if you watch a sport. It doesn't make you a good sports bettor. Everyone watches the NFL. 99.9% of people lose money betting on the NFL. NFL is the hardest market to beat because sportsbooks watch their lines like a hawk. But what's great about esports is there's just a ton of games, right? So if you look here, what's crazy about esports, I mean, literally, there's like dozens of games a day. All these different leagues, CSGO, and sportsbooks make a lot of mistakes. They make errors, right? For a bet to be good, it has to be a mistake. It has to be an error. If a bet isn't, right, like if all the books have the same line, then there's no value in the market, right? There's no discrepancy. You're just betting with your gut. That's not a strategy for winning long term. But anyways, you look at this player Linkus, right? You may not know anything about him, but if you know data, right? Like Underdog has his line at 6. The other data points, prize picks, ParlayPlay, and we can go over, I kind of like to show this screen from time to time just to kind of show like where is, every book setting the line. We can check out this player. You can see like the other books have his line at 5. So this seems like a pretty good play to go with. So the first play we'll go with will be Linkus under 5. And this play is, again, it's just from the OddsJam Fantasy Optimizer. This tool doesn't do anything complicated. And there's a promo code at the top for a free 2 weeks of OddsJam. This doesn't, it's nothing complicated. These books are just showing you, this tool is just showing you value in the market. So next we can go over to FIBA basketball. It's such a random sport. Again, you may be like, I don't want to bet on that. I want to bet on the NFL. Well, the NFL is still a bit away. And most importantly, I don't really care what I'm betting on as long as there's value, as long as there's an edge. So if we check out Vukovic, let's check out Vuk. As you can see here, it's like, what is Underdog Fantasy doing? I mean, granted, you don't have like a ton of data points, but I mean, like Underdog has the line at 18. DraftKings Sportsbook has the line higher at 18.5. And they have the over, right? They have the over as the favored or the juiced outcome. Underdog's line is at 18. DraftKings and 10bet are like, nah, his line should be at 18.5, even higher, and the over is favored. And then FanDuel is even higher than that at 19.5. So like, we're just following the data. This is, you're kind of day trading the sports books. And that's really how you get an edge, right? How you win long term. You got to be different because betting with your gut, no offense, that shit doesn't work. So we got a couple good plays. And we can see what else is out there. So there's some, there are other plays that I like. I mean, I've explained this before. Like, I do like Dak over 240.5 passing yards. This play's still on Underdog, and I'd bet more on it. But you're going to see, like, what sucks about sports betting is, they have limits, right? These books are pretty easy to beat. The market is very fragmented and inefficient, but you're not going to be able to slam these lines for, like, $100,000. Like, you can make money sports betting. It's a great side hustle. But, some of these books have max betting limits. But the good thing is, there's hundreds of sports books out there. I think there's like 208, and there's opportunity on all of them. So, like, this is a good play for tomorrow if you're in Vegas. Circa Sports has the yes run first inning and Braves Dodgers. I mean, two of the best teams in the MLB. The yes run first inning, over half of a total run, is plus 100 on Circa. You look at the other sports books, every single one literally has the over as the favored outcome, right? Every single sportsbook has the nerfy as the underdog. Every book has the yes run first inning over half of a total run as the favored outcome. So like Caesar Sportsbook, $10 billion company, they have the over juiced favored to minus 130. They've been ripping odds towards the yes run first inning, right? Everything's reflected in the market, right? Just like the price of a stock. So like, Caesars has ripped the Yerfy yes run first inning to being the favored outcome. Same with FanDuel, right? Same with DraftKings. All these books have been like, whoa, the yes run first inning is favored. Maybe they're taking big action on the yes run first inning. Maybe the weather changed. Maybe the lineup changed and better hitters are expected to play. So there's more likely to be runs in the first inning. Who knows why the market moved? I don't know why Facebook went up 0.27% today. But again, the price of a stock, there are millions of people who they wake up every day. Their full-time job is to determine if companies are overvalued or undervalued. This is the price where supply and demand meet. It's the fair price of Facebook, right? So long story short, when every sportsbook is telling you, yo, the yes run first inning should be favored, and you're getting it at plus 100, that's a good deal, right? Like plus 100 odds is like flipping a coin for $100, right? Like if it shows up heads, you get $100. If it shows up tails, you lose $100. That's what plus 100 odds is. But this is a coin weighted in our favor, right? That's positive EV betting. Every sportsbook is telling you the yes run first inning should be favored, except for Circa. Every single sportsbook, every single one. Pinnacle, DraftKings, the betting exchanges like Sport Trade, they all have the yes run first inning favored. So it's like a coin weighted in your favor. A coin is 53% to show up on heads, and you're flipping it for $100. Like that would be a good trade, right? Like that would be a good bet. Here, we're getting plus 100 odds, and the over is more likely than the under. So that's a no-brainer bet. But let's go back to Underdog Fantasy. And let's take a look at some plays. So we went over that play on Dak, but unfortunately, there are a lot of FIBA bets out there. But maybe we go to Jesu, and we start here, under 14.5. So this play we're not going to be able to include on Underdog. You can't bet on players from the same team, which kind of sucks because, some books let you do it, and it makes them more exploitable, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that here. But you can see, here's another play, under 28.5 for Waters in the World Cup, FIBA World Cup. So here we have a 3-pick entry. It looks kind of random, but hey, we'll go with it, and we can lock that in for $100. 3 good picks. And again, I've explained this before, but a lot of people will ask me like, oh, why do you go with 5 picks on PrizePicks, but you only go with 3 on Underdog? And, it all boils down, like, this isn't just pulling shit out of our ass, right? Like, if you look at PrizePicks, they only give you a 5x payout for 3-pick entries. Underdog Fantasy, again, is 6x. You're betting 100. We're betting 100, to win 600. 100 to win 600. I'm not sure where my bet went. But, like, a 6x payout versus a 5x payout, that makes a really big difference long term. PrizePicks kind of screws you. They only give you a 5x payout. So, like, that obviously affects things. So again, like this is like this bet, the way I thought about it when I was learning sports betting is like, imagine you were flipping a coin that is more likely to show up on heads, and you get $100 if it shows up on heads. If not, you lose $100. That'd be a good trade. The coin is weighted in your favor. So like this bet on Circa is really good. But anyways, what we can do is we can go here. And again, the more books you have, the better. I say that all the time, but like all these books have different lines. They all make mistakes, right? They all screw up occasionally. So Hot Streak is a really good sports book I've been betting on recently. But like the more books you have, the better. They all fuck up their lines from time to time. Here's a great tennis play on Tipico. You can see though, you got to move quickly to get down on some of these really good bets. So we just hit a play on Underdog if you're tuning in. Looks like a kind of random slip, but hey, that's where the value is. This play on Vukovic. These 2 plays are definitely the best. This play's good, but these 2 plays are very, very good. I really like them. But like, you got to move quickly. I assume this bet, like this inefficiency in the market is not going to last that long, right? 18 versus 19.5, right? It's not going to last that long. Kind of like here, this bet on Tipico was really good, but you can see they said, oh, our line was at minus 250. We're screwing it up, so they ripped it down to minus 290. Profitable bets means you are finding sportsbook mistakes. So we can continue going on Underdog. So I already hit this play on Linka, so that's my max bet size. So we can check out this play. So this is rebounds. We got another FIBA World Cup play at 1:40 a.m. So the reason I kind of like, you may want to skip over this play, or you could go with it, is what you could do, right, is like, is there's really no sports books posting lines. If you think about this bet on Circa that we went through, where is it? So plus 100. It's right here. Like, there's so many books that post MLB lines. Come on. Is there so many books that post MLB lines? They all have the over as the favorite outcome. Every single one except for Circa, because all these books set lines independently. Market's very fragmented and efficient. That's why there's a lot of opportunity. Every sportsbook's telling you the over should be favored. You're getting plus 100. It's a coin flip where the coin is weighted to show up on heads, and you're flipping it for $100. Obviously, you'd want to pick heads. Let's flip a coin for $100. It's weighted to show up on heads. Heads is the more likely outcome, and we're flipping it for $100. You'd pick heads, right? It's the same thing here. All the sportsbooks have the over favored. We're getting plus 100 odds. We're just using data, market information to our advantage, right? But here, the difference is like there's so many books that post MLB lines and have MLB prop lines up. But for like, FIBA World Cup, it's really just like Underdog and DraftKings for some of these markets. So like that's not as attractive because it's not clear like who's wrong, who's making the mistake, who has the profitable bet, right? Like is it DraftKings or is it Underdog Fantasy? But again, like who knows? But anyways, we can continue looking at some of these plays. Ideally, there's more data points. More data points means more confidence when you're making these betting decisions. So I like this play. So we can go here to our boy Rokas, and we can take his under. 6.5 assists. Boom, and then we can keep on going through. So we can see here, like this play, again, we already locked in. This play, we already locked in. Asia Wilson, well, this play is interesting. So we can go over to the WNBA. And again, this betting tool is called the Sportsbook Screen. Any of them you can get a free 2 weeks of with just my name as the promo code. It's in the pinned comment. But, like, I mean, this play's clear as day as well, right? Like, Underdog has a line at 22.5. DraftKings, billion-dollar company, right? They're really good at setting lines. That's their full-time job. They have better data feeds than you. They have access to flow. So flow just means, they're taking bets, moving around lines due to where action is coming in. I mean, that's why lines move, right? Like, a lot of people are, they're like, this market is very it's very dynamic. A lot of people think sportsbooks just set their odds and forget it. No. Like you can see, here's line movement charts. You can pull them up on any sportsbook. Is all these books like are moving around lines due to where bets are coming in, new information in the market, weather changes, all that type of stuff moves around lines. Just like the price of Facebook, if the economy goes into a recession, it'll come down, right? Like, or if Mark Zuckerberg goes to jail or something like that, like the market adjusts to new information. But anyways, let's go back here. So we have Wilson under 22.5 points. Again, it looks like the most random bet of all time, but if that's where the value is, we got a bet at 7 p.m. tonight, 14 minutes until start time. And then we also have a bet for early tomorrow morning. So I like these passing props. Mac Jones under 226.5. I still do like this. I mean, you can literally just like go down the list. Mac Jones under 226.5. But like, you can see here, like, I got him earlier at 235.5. So a lot of the value goes away, right? Like a lot of people, you may be wondering, oh, why would you bet on, Esports is still, or sorry. NFL is still a bit away, is like a lot of the value's gone away, right? Like you want to get on these good bets quickly. I mean, we got Mac Jones under 235.5 and Daniel Jones under 217.5. Both of the Jones boys, Mac Jones has moved down 9 yards. Daniel Jones has moved down 209.5. He's moved down, 10 yards. What was he at? I don't remember. But you can see he moved down as well. And then we have Sinkaroff over 6. So, okay. Any other plays we're in love with? Damn. We got some serious esports value out there. Kenny Pickett under. So we got some good plays on Underdog. So we can just start firing them off. So the Sinkaroff guy, like, it's pretty simple. I mean, again, I follow a data-driven approach. I know nobody on this, like, nobody can just build a better model than PrizePicks to project esports lines. If you think you can, you're crazy, right? You know, billion-dollar company, they have better models, data feeds, tons of full-time employees working on this, more data sources than you, everything you can imagine, right? And it's not to be discouraging, but the way you beat the books is you find these inefficiencies, these spots where they're screwing up, right? When every sportsbook is saying, yo, this guy's line should be at 6.5, that gives you information, right, that the over 6 is a good bet. And again, these lines aren't static. So even if you could, even if the sportsbook screws up, they'll eventually correct because they move lines, right? If everyone's like, oh, you know, the over should be favored, everyone will start betting the over, right? And sportsbooks will move lines in favor of the over. Just like if everyone buys a stock, the price goes up. But anyways, so we have another 3-pick on Underdog. So this is our second play. Again, they only have $100 max bet sizes, which kind of sucks, but hey, you know, that's just kind of how it is. So I can't include both of these plays in the same slip, unfortunately. So let's just do the better one. This one over 11, right? On a percentage basis, over 11, all the other books at 12, that seems better, right? Then, ooh, we got a Michigan bet. Anyways, we can go back here and we can go here and we can go here to under 211.5. And then were there any other plays we were in love with? So we can go back up, see if there's any plays, you know, that we want to lock in alongside this that I haven't already bet. So Wilson play I really like as well. I mean, again, what's nice about the WNBA is, you know, you have tons of books posting lines. Did I already bet this Jesu guy? Jesu under 14.5? Jesu. I don't think I did. So that's good for us because that means, oh, this is perfect. So these plays are actually positively correlated. So let's lock in this play. So this play I like. These players are on opposing teams. So what I mean by positively correlated is if you go to like the NFL, right? Like obviously, you know, if you want to take, you know, whatever, Travis Kelce, I've given this example before, but again, I try to, you know, keep these streams educational, things that are useful on PrizePicks is right. Like PrizePicks is a fixed payout platform. They're always giving you a 3x payout for 2-pick entries. Right, if you add in Josh Allen, right, 5x payout. So, like, obviously, if you want to take Mahomes to go over, you should probably take his main target, Travis Kelce, to go over. It would make no sense to take, for the exact same payout, a 5x payout. It wouldn't make sense to take Mahomes over and Kelce under. That would make no sense, right? You'd want to take them both overs together. That's positively correlated. So, in esports, if you go through the data, so let's go back here and let's refresh this. Let's take a sip of my beer. These players are on opposing teams. So the way it works in League of Legends, and again, like, this isn't something, like, a lot of people would be like, I don't think that's the case in League of Legends. It's like, look through every historical data. Like, I've done it. It's just true. If one guy goes under, then the player on the opposing team is more likely to go over. So these plays are positively correlated, which works out, you know, obviously nicely for us. So that's pretty cool. And then we can go back here. And I also like to show, I mean, I'm currently in a state where I don't have access to a lot of sports books. I will pretty soon, but right now I don't. But you can see here, you know, like there's lots of bets on sports books. I actually think sports books are, I mean, it's just a fact. It's more profitable than these parlay-only websites like PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy. Even though they're fun, like these are less profitable than betting on like FanDuel, right? And you can see there's a lot of, like this play on FanDuel. I mean, what are they doing, right? Like every other sports book has the aces minus 9.5 around like minus 130 odds. FanDuel's just asleep at the wheel with their line at minus 105. And again, that's not surprising. All these books set lines independently. The market's really fragmented. And honestly, they don't have much of an incentive to improve their lines because like their max bet sizes aren't that high, where it's fine if some smart people take them for like $10,000 or whatever. You know, they know they're going to win off most people because most people have no idea what they're doing who bet on sports. But like all these books have tens of thousands, like literally tens of thousands of lines, right? And like they're not going to keep everything in check. They're not going to be perfect 100% of the time. So we like OddsJam's just, you know, the positive EV tool, just scanning the market and pointing out, yo, FanDuel's making a mistake. They're screwing up a line, right? The only way a bet is profitable is if a sportsbook is screwing up a line. Like, a lot of people, they don't wrap their head around that, right? Like, right? Like, if the sportsbook isn't screwing up, they add in the VIG. The sportsbooks have their spread they add in. So if they're not screwing up a line, that's not profitable. So if you're not finding mistakes on sportsbooks, you're not making money, right? So that's kind of how it works. Bro, look at Taylor Swift. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is up with Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift or Taylor Fritz? Taylor Fritz immediately bumped down to 209 half yards. Look at Taylor Fritz sets lost. Okay, I don't know what book you're talking about. Sets lost. So we can look here. Sets lost. Okay, so let's go over to DraftKings and let's take a look at tennis. I mean, what's going on with this bet, bro? What's going on with this bet, man? But let's go back here. You can see there's some play on Hot Streak, you know, all these different fucking books. Books can screw up in any sport. They can screw up. Any of these books can screw up. You know, OddsJam's just reading in millions of lines, pointing out where books are screwing up. Because most, you know, like, we got down, I think, like 9 profitable bets total on Underdog. Here's our first play. If you're just tuning in, here's our second play, right? They look so random, but that's just how it is. And this one's the best one, probably because of the correlation, positive correlation we're getting on the esports plays. But, like, here's not, like, that's 9 bets. But again, like, most of these bets aren't good. Like, 99% of them suck, and they're not profitable, and they're horrible, and you will lose money placing them due to the VIG that the books are baking into the market. So more books you have, the better, because again, like, Underdog Fantasy has a lot of good bets sometimes, but, like, you know, gotta brag because I'm 4 for 4. But, like, you know, like here, it's like these bets weren't on Underdog Fantasy, right? So you needed PrizePicks. The more books you have, the better. Let's keep Trevor Etienne under 45.5 yards, and then I'm going to be in a good mood. So we can go back here, and let's see. So you can see, like, you know, there's some good plays on Hot Streak. There's some good plays, but all these books are a little different. So it's good to know, like, you know, what is, you know, like on PrizePicks, they only give you a 5x payout for 3 pick entries. Whereas Underdog, you know, Fantasy is a 6x payout. Like, those things, obviously, you know, they matter long term, just like how many picks you're going with. Every book is a little different. Also, Underdog Fantasy has a promo right now. You can see it right here. If you didn't already bet this, I mean, literally I gave out 9 plays. You can take a screenshot, whatever. They're running a promo on Mahomes over under half of a passing yard. So, like, definitely take advantage of that if you haven't already bet it. Here's what I went with. I have no idea if the line's moved, but, like, seems like a pretty good play. Anyways. So we can go back here. And damn, we had a lot of bets on Underdog. So we can go back to PrizePicks and we can see if there's any value. But someone else is live streaming in 4 minutes, so I got to hop off here in a sec. I mean, PrizePicks, there's definitely some value, but I'll try to do a live stream later today. I think we'll call it for now. We hit a bunch of plays on Underdog Fantasy. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. I'll probably be back later. Again, any questions you have, you know, don't hesitate to reach out. alex@oddsjam.com is my email. Any questions about Pacific Sportsbooks, whatever, feel free to reach out. And, yeah, I'll be back on later.